Hello there and welcome. In this video, I'm going to show you how to upgrade skills and soul fragments in Book of Hours. Both processes are really important to get yourself ahead in the game, and if you are looking for only one of the topics, I have put timestamps down below so you can navigate directly to the soul fragment upgrade pod, because we're going to get started with the skills first. So, to learn a new skill, you need lessons. That lesson can be acquired by reading a book. If you've cracked open the challenge of the book, you will gain lessons as a reward. These lessons can be transformed into skills by putting them into the consideration screen and just let 30 seconds of your time pass, and then you'll learn a new skill. That new skill is then available and can be used. To upgrade that skill, we will now put that same skill back into the consideration screen. So now we get a new challenge screen, so to say. To successfully level up a skill, you will always need to fill all the boxes here with cards. None of them shall remain empty, otherwise you cannot start the thing. It does not matter how powerful the cards are that you put in there. What's important is that they share aspects with the skill that you want to upgrade. So in this example, Grail and Knock, and they need to be of the correct type. Into the effort slot, you will always need to socket in a soul fragment that shares the aspects. So in this scenario, we would need one of these that has either one of these. You only need one. These other two slots, one of them has always to be filled with a lesson. This lesson has not to be of the same skill. You don't need the great signs and the great scars to upgrade the skill. The lesson has to have one of the aspects of that skill. So if I would have, for example, a lesson here of a different skill that would share these aspects, I could use it as all the same. Here, that does not come together because they don't share anything, but it's worth knowing that you can cross-use lessons, so to say. In the other slots, you need to put memories if you don't want to put lessons into. So it's either lessons or memories in the understanding slots and soul fragments into the effort slot. It does not matter at all how powerful these cards are. There's no minimum Grail challenge or Knock challenge that you need to tackle here. It's only about getting all the squares filled. After you've done that, you can start the process, and hooray, you have successfully upgraded the skill. The next time you want to do that, though, you will require one slot more to fill, and then one slot more, and then one slot more, and so on and so forth, all the way until it looks terrible like this. And this is only a level 6 skill, goes up to level 9. So this is the general process how to upgrade skills. Here's a couple of tips and tricks that I've acquired over the course of the time. Every book that you have read can be reread to acquire a memory. These memories are always the same memory, so this book will always produce the same memory when I read it. I have by now a piece of paper in front of me where I have noted which books I need to read to acquire which memory, and I've also noted down what aspects these memories have, and now if I need a certain memory, I just visit my already read book area, and there I can just pick up and create the memories I require. Also worth noting, some books and some processes can also craft permanent memories. This is extremely valuable because you will have to put a lot of things into these boxes. Another thing worth noting, weather can also be used because somehow weather seems to be a memory in this game. So sometimes if you have to upgrade a very high-end skill, it might be helpful to just wait until the weather is right. Apart from that, by reading books you can create memories, but also you can create on workbenches memories. You have to find out which recipes to take, but the advantage here is the following. You can only read a book here in this screen at a time, but here you can craft a lot of things. But what's also a nice trick here is that you can also read many books at once. You just put the book into a desk together with a soul fragment, and then you do the reading there, while at the same time you can now pick another book and get it started here, so this way you can create more memories at once. This is sometimes really important, because when you have to put in 7 memories or something like that into an upgrade, the day grows short at a time, and being able to read your books here and take shortcuts this way can be invaluable. Apart from that, that's all I have to say in terms of skill upgrades. The system is always the same. There is no hidden caveat that I've found so far. The only thing that I've forgotten to mention so far is that you can, of course, use duplicate lessons. So, for example, for any high-end upgrade, you could also pilfer like 5 lessons together that have the right aspects, for example, for a high-end skill like this, and help yourself by not having to have so many memories fetched together. There are different ways to achieve this, but it's up to you how you use it. I hope I have given you now all the tools that you require. So this ends the first part of the video. Now we're going to talk about how to create these soul fragments with a plus. They are upgraded soul fragments. They're just +1 in every, well, not in every aspect, most of the aspects. For example, when you put take a look at plus health, it does not have 2 scale, for example, but most of the time you just get a direct upgrade of +1 in every aspect. And here's how to do this. First off, you will need to assign your skills to the tree of wisdom. So, in case you didn't know already, every skill is able to be attached to 2 schools here on the skill wheel. So auroral contemplations can be attached to either Nyctodromy or to, I forgot the other one because it's already committed. Every skill has this, so we can, here, the disciplines of the hammer can be assigned to illumination or Nyctodromy, and this is true for every single skill. They always have 2 schools where they can fit into. When you put a skill onto the skill board, you receive a new soul fragment in return. The rules are quite simple. Skills can be fit in here if they have the according rank and the according, well, icons here. So that means in this inner ring, skills only have to be level 1 to be put in here. Here they have to be level 2, here they have to be level 3, and so on and so forth, all the way up until the end of the road. Now, these soul fragments that you receive out of the skill board, and that's the whole point of me talking about all this, can be upgraded. And the skill board is important for that. That's why I've already, that's also why I put so much focus on that. So some workbenches here in the house that you'll find have an icon like this. They sometimes have an icon that belongs to the skill trees of the skill board here. And there's a couple of them. Shrines sometimes do have these. Sometimes also you can find an instrument that has this. So for example, here in the music chamber, you have one for preservation. Funnily enough, there's also one for bird song. So you should really keep an eye out on what kind of icons you find here in the challenges tab. This is what defines where you can upgrade your soul fragments. Things are quite simple if it works well. So I'm going to give you an example of how it works well, and after that I'm going to show you the difficulties of this. So here, for example, the hollowed drum is linked to preservation. So now I will look what kind of preservation skills do I have. Here I have, where are you? Preservation is this path. So I have assigned these 3 skills. When we click in here, sadly we don't see what kind of soul fragment is assigned to that. I hope this could get fixed in the future. For now I work like this. So I've dragged the according skills up here. So Edicts Inviolable has the chore attuned to it. Magaphine Mysteries has nothing here, as you see. That means I've already upgraded it. So if that icon has disappeared out of this screen, that means you already did do an upgrade. And Moth and Grail, and here, Resurgences and Emergences, is also attuned to Chore. Now, we now see that these skills, I'm going to take the, for this example, the Auroral Contemplations. Sorry, no. Distracted. I'm a little bit, yeah, the Edict's inviolable. So here we see that Chore is attuned to it. Now, you will require 2 identical soul fragments to upgrade them. You will fuse 2 soul fragments together, so to say. So now we check on out that we got a skill that's attached to preservation. Check. Our workbench where we want to upgrade at has the fitting thing. Wonderful. So we can now fit that in. The next thing we need to pay attention to, does the skill and the workbench harmonize with each other? So here Edict's Inviolable fits into the drum because it has heart. Skill has hard, workbench has hard. Check, we can use it. Now, next step we're going to go for is we want to put these in here and in there, and then you can upgrade it. So you just put 1 soul fragment in here and then below there, and then if everything harmonizes, you can just upgrade it. This works now because the skill has a heart component, and the fragment, the chore, fits in heart, fits heart, fits. We can start now. So this is how it looks like when it works. I want to show you an example how it looks like if it doesn't work, so you can understand the whole process and its trickiness. So over here at the mirrors, we have a Nyctodramy evolution option. That's great because we already know that my auroral contemplations are linked to that. Beautiful. I can also see that I can upgrade my fet here. Wonderful. I also happen to have 2 fet shards. Nothing can stop me now. I also see that lantern is an aspect that's with the mirrors as well. Beautiful. So putting that in, and then putting that in, and then you will notice that you cannot do this because the soul fragment that you want to upgrade has to harmonize with the workbench as well. And this is the really nasty part. You will need to find a workbench that harmonizes with your skill and your soul fragment. Sometimes that just doesn't come together and it looks like that, and sometimes you happen to have the luck that it looks here like that the chore and the skill fit together. If you happen to run into a situation like I did here with my Nyctodramy skill, don't fret though. There are many spots in Hush House where you can upgrade a skill. So if it doesn't work at this spot, rest assured that you will find another space where you can evolve Nyctodramy and it'll have one of these aspects. And then you will also find a common place to upgrade here with the auroral contemplations. All in all, it's a tricky thing, and what's also very, very important to note is it's not a must-have. It's an optional thing. It's surely nice to have that plus, but it's only really important to have at least 1 upgraded skill. Don't go too crazy, for example, here. I could be now sad that I cannot upgrade my fet anymore, but realistically I already have 2 upgraded shots, and that's really all you would want to have. I really hope that I put this system into understandable words, because I gotta say I had to unpretzel my brain a little bit after I have understood what was going on there and why it was difficult to understand it. Basically, it's like a 2-part puzzle where the skill has to fit to the bench and the soul fragment has to fit to the bench, and therefore it's hard to foresee if it will be possible or not. Therefore, my recommendation is keep experimenting. Whenever you assign a new skill to your skill board, I mean, I'm a little bit of a messy here, but whenever you assign something new, you can totally try around, or you can be very diligent and, well, only put skills in there that harmonize with the situation. That's really hard to pull off, and I totally recommend you to just wing it if it's your first playthrough at least, and just go with the flow and don't worry too much about being able to upgrade all the things or whatever. As you might see here, I have several things that have never been upgraded, and so far I feel very successful at this game. Good. I hope this was helpful for you. Leave me your comments down below, or questions or add-ons. I'm really eager to hear what you guys have to say. And of course, leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed and consider subscribing. I'd be delighted to have you. And that being said, thanks again for your time. I hope you have a wonderful day and see you next time.